Strickland, and I'm playing the big stone.
I'm Rosilyn Jentner, and I'm playing the loud stone.
Well, in the show, we're kind of like the Greek chorus, and we are watching over the underworld and helping make sure that Eurydice or not Orpheus, but Father are following the rules. For me, Eurydice the show is about following the journey of a girl who comes into the underworld and how she's going through the underworld trying to get back to her husband Orpheus. So it's a modern adaptation of the Greek Eurydice.
And I also think it's kind of, you hear, people know about Orpheus, the myth of Orpheus, you don't really know. So this is like the other side of the myth, you know, from Eurydice's perspective.
Right, yeah. So I like to think of it as like a modern interpretation almost of what the underworld might have been like. But this is going to be so much cooler because it's going to incorporate these modern things like the elevator. There's an elevator which is the entrance into the underworld, which I think is like a really, really cool way to think about it.
We dip you in a river. I assume it's we. And you forget your memory, so you can't remember how to read, write, know anybody, because remembering is not allowed.
And it makes you sad. If you remember like your family or your past life, then you could be sad because the underworld is completely different than the regular world. I mean, pencils aren't allowed, pens are not allowed, you're not allowed to, like, I mean, there's no television or...
Rooms are not allowed.
Rooms are not allowed. So if you remember, then you could be sad because you're remembering, and being sad is not allowed because you're supposed to act like a stone, you're not supposed to feel emotion.
Tissues.
Tissues, yeah. Teary eyes.
I think that just from a different perspective that anyone can be involved in the show as well, because most people, like with us, view us, oh, they're backstage, they're just there, but they're just letting us be in this show, and that we're pretty much everybody, this is their first Akron production.
Well, we have been backstage here at Akron for the past 7 years doing costumes, and so this is our first time acting, and I think it's weird.
Well, working with the twins has been really fun. Firstly, it went in the beginning when we first started. They think alike, they talk alike, they have like probably telepathic communications between them. So they would say a line that we're all supposed to say together exactly the same, and then they would clap at the exact same time. And then I would be like a beat behind, and then I'd always clap after them. And so we've been working on it, and we've been building a relationship. And I feel like we're getting there. You know, by the end of the show, we'll definitely be there. It's challenging.
I found it. I'm not English major. Hard because when I do something, I know she's gonna copy it, or like we see out of our peripheral vision. It's like, okay, she's leaning for this, but now I'm like, is Rosilyn? Is she leaning in for the right hand, left, no, right? Okay, let's go. So now it's like I have to think of another person, where usually I'm like, oh, Kendra's just gonna do the same thing, mirror image, whatever. So now it's been hard, and we're getting together and working with somebody else, a third wheel. Yeah, and we're bonding.
But it's
hour
a good
and a half.
third wheel. We're a tricycle.
Yeah.